What's going on? It's Mitchell Renz, and you're watching NFL Daily. Coming up here on today's show, I have 4 wild trades to get into. And I don't know about you, but this is the off season. It's literally like July at this point. And when you think about some of the crazy stuff that can go on in the NFL, especially this off season, I love trades, and if you've been watching a lot of our NFL content over the past month, you've seen a lot of trade videos. So, on today's show, I have 4 big trade ideas for Seattle Seahawks running back Chris Carson, Baltimore Ravens cornerback Marcus Peters, Raiders edge rusher Clelin Ferrell, and then Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Laviska Shenault. Before I tell you where I think that they're going to go, and before I tell you what trade ideas I have in store, out of those 4 players, let me know down in the comment section right now, which guy are you most interested to see where I think he's going to play? Is it Chris Carson, type CC, Marcus Peters, MP, Clelin Ferrell, CF, or Laviska Shenault Jr., type LS. Let's first get in now to why I have Carson featured in this video. And I'm a big fan of Carson's, and I had him actually in a fantasy league in 2018, had him in a fantasy league in 2019, and he really helped carry my team. The issue is, all those carries that he had those 2 seasons have really beat up his body, and he's missed 17 games the past 2 seasons. Seattle has re-signed Rashaad Penny, who they drafted in the first round all the way back in 2018, and it really never seemed like it was going to work out. But he had a 6-game stretch last season where he looked like the best freaking running back in the entire league. And if traded, the Seahawks can save $4.6 million in 2022. You know, there's a lot of rumors around DK Metcalf and him wanting extra money. I'm sure that 4.6 isn't going to help you too much, but it will help you at least a little bit. From the last 2 seasons, 54 carries, 232 yards, 3 touchdowns. What you see here, though, is that his numbers are going in the wrong direction. And it's not that he's not a talented back. It's just Seattle's got another mouth to feed now in Penny, who I might make the argument is a better overall running back. The injuries are there. So why would a team trade for Carson? Because they need to. And there is a team out there right now that I believe might need to trade for a running back, especially if they lose their top guy. So here's my trade idea. The Saints, they receive Chris Carson. The Seattle Seahawks, they get a 2023 5th-round pick. The reason why I have Carson linked there is because, again, Kamara had a situation in Las Vegas during the Pro Bowl. I believe he's likely going to be suspended. And Carson, when healthy, is talented. And if you're telling me right now, let's say Kamara gets suspended 6 games, 8 games, 4 games, I believe Carson, for that short amount of time, can be a pretty productive running back. You have him share the workload a little bit here with Mark Ingram. So let's go back. Let's revisit this trade. Who do you believe wins this trade idea? Is it the Seattle Seahawks? Type SEA. Or if you think it's the New Orleans Saints, I want you to type NO. Next trade idea here is around Ravens cornerback Marcus Peters, who unfortunately for him tore his ACL in right before Week 1 Monday Night Football up against the Raiders. He's going to be 30 years old next offseason, and he's also going to be a free agent. So if you sit here and you believe that Peters isn't part of your future, well, why not try to move on from him right now? If traded, Baltimore would save $10 million in 2022. Sure, you're going to eat $5 million, but you can save that $10 million and then invest it going forward. When you look at the past few seasons here for Peters, in 2020, 52 tackles, 9 PBUs, 4 interceptions. In 2019, 14 PBUs, 5 INTs. If you like production, Marcus Peters is a production monster. However, I do think that these numbers are a little bit skewed because Peters, even though he has a lot of interceptions, a lot of pass breakups, teams tend to target him a lot because he gives up a lot of yards. He gives up a lot of touchdowns because he's an aggressive player. He's not afraid to bite on a route, and then he can get burnt deep. But a lot of times he's pretty damn good at jumping routes, getting interceptions, and taking them to the house. Now, before I show you guys my Marcus Peters trade idea, I want you to hit that subscribe button, and I want you to turn on your notifications. And I don't know if you remember, I made a video on June 29th telling y'all, turn on the noties, and be a part of the Noti gang. So here's me showing some love to the people who were the first 5 commenters on the video I released June 29th, which was titled Major NFL Rumors. I know we talked about Deshaun Watson, talked about a 3-way trade, and we also got into another story, which for whatever reason, I don't remember right now. So shout out, Terry McLaurin extension, shout out to Jack. It was Lerone, John Ruiz, Tristan, Y, Big Jordan, and Zeke 1. Shout out to y'all, and if you want to see your name on a future Chat Sports programming show, we are interactive. So subscribe, turn on those noties. Let's go to the trade ID. I got Marcus Peters going to the New York Giants. The Baltimore Ravens, they get Darius Slayton at wide receiver, and then a 3rd-round pick in 2023. The reason why this deal made some sense to me is the Giants, they're looking for a veteran corner. They got some young cornerbacks that I like, up-and-coming players. I'm always a big believer, though. If you can add a veteran to be that leader and put some of these younger guys underneath his wing, it's a good thing. Don Wink Martindale is the Giants' defensive coordinator after spending 10 seasons in Baltimore. And if I was the Ravens, I would see it here and I'd be like, all right, we're a playoff caliber team. We're a Super Bowl caliber team. Let's get him out of the AFC if we do have to end up moving on from him. Let's ship him off to an NFC team. So let's revisit the trade one more time here. Who do you believe wins the deal? And I'm going to ask you every single trade that you see here on today's show, I am going to ask who you think won it. So NYG for the Giants, BAL for the Baltimore Ravens. Let's go to a name that I am very familiar with. It's Clelin Ferrell, and I know from a source close to me that the Raiders are currently shopping Ferrell. Las Vegas is also listening to offers. This does not mean a trade will go down, but the Raiders are absolutely open to it. The issue is NFL teams don't want to pay the $4.77 million that they would owe Clelin Ferrell. Raiders, from what I understand, are looking for about a 5th-round pick. Teams don't want to give up a 5th rounder. They're like, hey, 7th rounder, if we got to pay Clee that type of money. And obviously it sucks for Raider fans because you drafted this guy 4th overall in 2019, and he has started in 0 games. And since he's been in the NFL, obviously it has not been great. 4.5 sacks in 2019. Even though you might not see it here, his season that was by far the best was in 2020. It's the only year where he had a 76 overall grade according to PFF. He was good in the run game. He was decent on the defensive line. 2020 was his best year, but in 2021, sorry, man, it's just not getting it done. Now, if you do want to have an awesome deal, I want you to pay attention very close, because we got NFL t-shirts, not one, but 2 t-shirts on sale. All you got to do is go to the link that you see below. It's chatsports.com/NFL shirt combo. I'm going to say it again. Chatsports.com/NFL shirt combo. You know what? We're going to go one more time, just like the head on. Chatsports.com/NFL shirt combo. Usually, these t-shirts are $49.99, but if you use that link down there below, which is going to be available for y'all in the comments and in the description of today's video, you can get it for $29.99. You're welcome. I'm saving you $20, and I'm giving you a free YouTube video on top of it. Let's look at this trade idea here, and I love this one. The Patriots, they get Clelin Ferrell. The Raiders, they get Nelson Agholor. Now, why does this trade make sense for both sides? Well, first off, the Patriots have been linked to Clee this offseason and in off-seasons before. The Raiders have already declined Ferrell's 5th-year option, and for Agholor, he played with the Raiders in 2020 and proved to be Derek Carr's top option. The reason why this trade makes sense for both sides is because New England, they want to shed Nelson Agholor's contract and could just outright cut him. The Raiders, they want to move on from Clelin Ferrell. So I will say this. I believe that this is a better deal for the Raiders, so I would type my LV. But hey, you guys can let me know who you think wins this deal, NE or LV. But if you're New England and you're just trying to save some money, you end up saving quite a bit of money by trading away Nelson Agholor, who, let's face it, was not a very good fit in your offense last season. And you extended Jacoby Myers, you traded for Devontae Parker. He's at best your 4th, maybe your 5th option in that offense. Now, if you guys are diehard Raider fans and you want more videos from me, I make even more videos over on Locals. Please join my Locals community, RaidersReport.locals.com. The pictures that you see on screen right now are videos that I have created over the past week. And well, I'm actually going to have another one coming out on, I believe it came out on Wednesday. So please go check that out. I'm going to be live on Thursday like I usually am. So if you missed it, hey, please go check it out. So seriously, if you're a Raider fan, scan that QR code. join my show, join my community. It's free, but if you want exclusive videos, then it does cost a little bit of money. Raidersport.locals.com. Let's go to the final player here for my NFL trade candidates video. It's Laviska Shenault Jr. And Jacksonville signed Christian Kirk and Zay Jones this offseason. Shenault is entering his third year, and if Jacksonville ends up moving on from him, you save $1.3 million if traded. On top of that, you get back Travis Etienne. You have Marvin Jones already there, so I can make a legitimate argument that Shenault could be your fifth option in that offense. Hell, he might even be your sixth option if you pass the ball to James Robinson. And in his first 2 years as a rookie, 58 grabs, 600 yards, 5 touchdowns. Last season, 63 catches, 619 yards, no touchdowns. I'm telling y'all right now, if Shenault hits the trade block, I am telling you, every NFL team should pick up the phone and call Jacksonville, because this man is an extremely talented, versatile player that can not only help you in the receiving game, he can help you in special teams. And one of my comps for Shenault before last season happened, I was always a big fan of Deebo Samuel. One of my comps for Shenault was Deebo, because I thought he could be a do-it-all type of player. So how about this? The 49ers get Shenault and a 6th-round pick in 2023. The Jags get a 4th-round pick in 2023. The reason why I believe that this makes sense is because I'm a big believer that Kyle Shanahan is a smart man. And if he sees a player that he can use, well, use him in a Deebo Samuel type role. And some of you are like, well, why the hell would they do that if they already have Deebo? If you extend Deebo and you give him a contract where he's making $26 million per year, Samuel has also said he doesn't want to have to run the ball like he did last season, a season where he had 59 carries. What if you gave Shenault those 59 carries? I'm not saying you'd have as much production, but you could also use the depth at wide receiver. So who wins the deal, y'all? Type SF for the San Francisco 49ers, or do you believe that the Jacksonville Jaguars end up winning this deal? Hey, type JAC. So we're going to put a bow on this show. Appreciate everyone who came across it. I had Chris Carson going to New Orleans, Marcus Peters to the Giants, Clelin Ferrell to the Patriots, technically Nelson Aguilar to the Raiders, and then Laviska Shenault to the 49ers. If you want to give me some more trade ideas, if you want to let me know personally what you thought of today's video, you can always hit me up on Instagram. You can always hit me up on Twitter, where I'm also going to keep you up to date on everything going on around the NFL, everything going on around the Raiders. So everyone, enjoy the rest of your day, and please be safe for 4th of July.